Hello there. Welcome to Robotics channel. 5, 10, 20 years ago, we would never have imagined that one day we will be talking about real-time 3D meetings to an audience that we can't see. Today, it is the only thing that we do see. All our meetings have been converted to virtual meeting. Real-life conversation has become so limited. And real-time 3D meeting in engineering world has been the next best thing that had happened so far. If you have heard of Industry 4.0, digital transformation, IoT, and you're curious about it, then give me 10 minutes of your time and I will show you how to conduct real-time 3D engineering project meetings globally without leaving your desk, in the hairstyle of your choice, and if you choose to, not change out from your pajamas. Our demonstration of 3D simulation and conference are powered by Visual Component and Stage. Let's get acquainted. We mentioned that we are from Robotics. Who is Robotics, right? Robotics has offices in Malaysia and Thailand. We're the official partner of Visual Component and Stage for Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and Indonesia. We are addressing the challenges to manufacturing automation or in general, automation process for all industries. One of the key concerns for most of the stakeholders that we spoke to has always asked us this. How do I know if this is the right decision to automate? Now, we all know that there have not always been a one-stop station to get all the answers. It has proven to be even more challenging during COVID crisis with global lockdowns, strict protocols, procedures, and such. Stakeholders, suppliers, vendors, partners were not able to hold meetings like they normally did. No site visits, no survey, just 2D drawings and some 3D models to work with. What if we tell you that there is a way to bridge this gap where layout planning and design can be iterated live in the meetings with your stakeholders, with your decision makers? What if the tools required is intuitive? What if today the proof of concept is not possible with minimal cost before you get your project order? What if you can see exactly what you needed to make before the decision or investment are made? Hold on to this and let's see what the possibilities are with this tool platform. The key to a realistic 3D simulation is to have a big catalog and is constantly being updated. To date, we have over 2,600 components for you to choose from, 35 layouts, over 70 brands, and 1,400 robots. That is how big our library is. In the next second, we will show you exactly how easy it is to build everything in a 3D environment.
Hi, today I'll be introducing you to visual components. Usually in most automation project planning, we start with the understanding of what the clients need and what they want to achieve before coming up with a solution proposal. Normally, there's a lot of email trails, 2D layout, a lot of conference calls in order to understand each other well. But why not we do it in a 3D environment where you will be able to visualize the model exactly as it is. In this video, we really want to show you the value of the digital tools that we'll be introducing to you today that would improve your projects across your organization and stakeholders. If you're system integrators, Industry 4.0 advocates, automation partners, or you can also be a manufacturer, logistics partner, be it EMS or OEM or supply chain, you would find these tools essential in your organization by the end of this demonstration. Here right now, we have been simulating a simple process line that includes human operators. You can see us dragging and dropping in CNC machines, conveyors, robot arm, human operators, and mobile robots. Now we're defining some generic 3D objects to be used as products in our simulation production. And right here is the part where we define how a product would be handled when it reaches a particular step. It took about an hour to do the layout and to map everything out, and probably another 40 minutes to an hour to do the process modeling using preset parameters without customization. All the lines you're seeing on the screen is the linkage between the processes. It is to dictate how the product would flow in the production line. Lastly, you can see we are putting in the safety fences, and with that, we would be starting the simulation. Now that the simulation is running, we can see how each station are working their own tasks. Here, if you look closely, you can see a mobile robot removing empty trays from the production line. And QA and QC human operators are checking the product before sending it to the buffer and packing station. And then, if we zoom in, we will be looking at the palletizing process where a robot stacks the boxes onto a pallet, wrapped, and sent off the production line. And if you think that's all visual components can do, you're wrong. Often, data plays a huge part in decision making, and having data means you have the upper hand. Visual components is actually equipped with the ability to provide statistics report on your production line and for each machine and components. From the data, you can see how your pick-and-place robots are being used, and you could study whether or not it's worth the investment for the robot to be there. If it's being utilized in full, sure, why not? Which means the return on investment would be surpassed. We are also looking into the study of our resources like mobile robots, human operators, and see if we need more or less of them. And next to the extent of the layout design, we can export it as a technical drawing, which is what we're doing right now. We're going to export it into a 3D technical drawing, which means you don't have to cross over to another platform to export this. You can do it all in Visual Components. All of the machines and components are actual size, which means if it fits into your simulation, it would fit into your layout in real life. With that, we're also able to generate your bill of materials. It helps you see things clearer. Not only that, your model can also be exported as a 3D PDF drawing or to be made into a video. Here you can see we are adding in the dimensions for the model. There is also an add-on that uses Blender to render your image at a 4K resolution, so it looks super realistic. Here we can see the before and after. Using Stage by VR On, you can host a 3D conference to show your model. All you need to do is send an invite to your visitor's email and voila, you can invite up to 12 people. As a visitor, all you need to do is accept and download the Stage VR software. It's as simple as that. But of course, we would need to know whether you're a guest or a professional user. Being a professional user allows you to make tweaking in the 3D environment that you're working in. But as a guest, all you need to do is walk around and explore. It would be even nicer if you have VR goggles, because then you will actually be able to walk around in the environment as though you're there in person. So these are the main menus. At any time during the session, you can take pictures using the camera function, You can measure the distance and the length between everything, and that's the slicing tool where you can see what's happening inside the machines. And once everyone's ready, as a host, you can give them a walkthrough, or they could just walk around to any part of the 3D layout themselves. In this virtual environment, you can pretty much do everything from looking down, looking at different angles, top down, or do whatever they want as if they were there on site. What we're trying to show right now is that we are able to do live iterations. This is important because the moment you have a disagreement, you can change it on the spot and view the results. For example, if the client says that they don't have that much space and they need to move the location of the transfer closer, this is exactly what we're doing. We move the endpoint and it would be reflected immediately in the 3D environment that you're seeing. Here, one of the guests, he was saying that he thinks maybe having an extra shelf there would be better. This is what we're doing. I'm going to put another shelf there just to show how it works. After we put it in, we maybe realize that it's actually a little bit too close to the human operators. It might be a safety hazard. You wouldn't know until you try it out. And sometimes clients might realize like, hey, I don't want this brand of robots, I want a different brand because I heard it's better. So here you can see we're swapping the robots and the tools, and once again, you can see the changes being reflected immediately. So what you're seeing right now is the slicing tool that slices the model in half. In a real demo, you might see it better because this video is fast forward and it's quite hard to view it properly. This is the measuring tool. You can see we're using it to measure the length of the conveyor. And as a host or a guest, you can whip up your virtual camera, and in this environment you can take as many pictures as you want. So, to wrap it up, having a tool like this would help you eliminate a lot of miscommunication, and it makes presentation much easier. Thanks for watching.
In many organizations worldwide, digital tool is used as a medium to solve automation problems at lower risk, cost, and time. In a general automation project, there are 4 phases that we look into. Being Phase 1, identification, modeling, testing, and implementation. While there are very little that we can help with in identification and implementation phase, but in modeling and testing is where visual component and stage will come in very helpful. Imagine that you can do improvement or find solution without stopping production. Imagine that you can design, redesign, and replan any of your layout without having to touch the physical asset until you find the most strategic process that would fit into your organization. Everything that you have seen has shown immense benefits to having visual component and stage in your organization. If you are looking to identify opportunity for cost saving, validate design, analyze production layouts, or to test unlimited robot models, then click below, follow and like us. And if you have any question, just leave us a note.